Hi Pisces, and welcome to your mid-April general reading. So I've already pulled the cards. Some of you don't like it, and the reason why is every video is taking about an hour to upload because so many people are using the internet, and I put aside a couple of hours to do the readings, or to do half of them. And it's literally the only way. I'm having to do it in my private work as well, and I'm trying to explain the reason why. So first of all, Pisces, wherever you are, may you be safe from harm. May those that you love be safe from harm, and may we all be safe from harm. Which is very, very interesting because your major arcana is the Star card, and you got the additional guidance card of co-creation. So this is about the power to envision. I mean, that's what Neptune rules, is that, I mean, every sign's got its shadow and light, and the shadow side of Pisces is about fantasy. But the gift of Pisces is the ability to envision a better world for all of us, but also envision a better life for yourself. It's that creative visualization, which is one of your strongest gifts. And I think it's very, very interesting because co-creation is your additional guidance card. So this is about allow yourself to visualize. Bring your gifts to the front, because Neptune is the healer. Again, it's got a shadow side, but I don't think there's I'm not going to bring shadow side into this reading right now, okay? Because that's the last thing we need. What we need is the power of Neptune. And the gift is Aquarius, the Star card, which is that, because look at her. Look how open and transparent, and how she's got this incredible ability to envision and to share and express her water. So for some of you are dealing with an Aquarius. For not, Pisces, please access that wonderful gift of yours. I did this group meditation today. It's the 4th of the 4th today. And that is the Neptune gift. That's the ability to come together as a collective unit and to begin to visualize a better world for all of us. That's what Neptune rules. So it's probably a skill that you could teach me more about how to use. I think for some of you are definitely dealing with issues about pentacles, because half your cards are pentacles. I'd say there's some very good news around that sort of issue, because your outcome is the Ace of Pentacles, which is always some sort of gift, some sort of new beginning. All the aces represent epiphanies. Some say they're gifts from above. And sometimes that is true. They are gifts, unexpected gifts of grace. But in truth, Pisces, we earn our gifts of grace. We earn them through our actions, and that action can just be, if anyone's ill that you know, to begin to visualize them in this light of the Star card. In fact, if you are dealing with anyone who's ill, the Star card is about a full remission. Always, always, never without a doubt here. So use this incredible skill of yours, but most importantly, Pisces, use it as a collective. Yeah. So when we see one person fully recovering, we begin to spread the ability to a wider and wider and wider audience. And essentially that's the energy that changes our lives. So behind you is the 4 of Pentacles. So this could be about resources. It could be about, the 4 of Pentacles to me is a card about holding back. It's not a negative. All depends on how I mean, the 4 of Pentacles can be holding on to the resources that you do have. I think it's a little bit of an an instinct for most of us at the moment. It's about self-preservation. And it's also a card, especially when it shows up with a card like the Tower, it's holding ourselves back, holding our heart back. So your desire is going in one direction, but you're holding it back, and you're trying to keep a lid on something. Okay, it all depends how it plays out. But as a card, maybe some of you have been preserving your health, preserving your resources, and some of you have been holding back your vision of the life that you truly could live. Some of you might have been holding back your healing abilities, your abilities to envision this greater world for everyone. Okay, it ain't the time, Pisces. It's very much a time, especially for signs like you and probably Aquarius, which are the universal signs. And probably, yeah, these universal signs, to come forward and to share the skills and the gifts that you do have. Because if you do any work on envisioning anyone who's ill, envisioning resources for people, boy, are you going to be successful. Because to have the gift of grace is pretty amazing. The challenge is the Two of Pentacles, so there's issues juggling options. Some of you are definitely dealing with juggling your resources a little bit. I think for quite a lot of people, I don't think there's anyone who's going to be in an ideal situation. So a lot are having to juggle and play around creatively with what they have. Clarify the Two of Pentacles for Pisces, because it can be about considering your options. Yeah, considering the options that you have, trying to consider your decisions. Can you please clarify the Two of Pentacles, please, for Pisces? Yeah, so around the Fool. So the Fool is a 0 point. It's a new beginning. Everything's got a beginning and everything has an end, Pisces. I think we've probably forgotten that, and it's the vision that we need to hold going through this period of our lives, that whatever people are going through, it will end. So the Fool is about a new start, and I think some Pisces have, it's like you've been holding something back. Again, for some of you, this is a financial issue. For others of you, his heart is clearly covered up. And in my other decks, he covers up his crown as well. So he's ignoring the greatest gift a Pisces ever has, which is the ability to envision, to be in communication with this energy that constantly guides our life. And so he's juggling options, especially around this Fool card, which is about a new start, walking down your own unique path here. The Chariot is your relationships. Tell me what the Chariot's about in your relationships. Wow, the Sun card. So your relationships have got the potential to be very beautiful here, because the Sun is illumination. Now, there is a process, because when we illuminate something, sometimes it shines a light on those places within us that maybe hold back. And really part of this process we're all going through, Pisces, is a life review. A life review is one of these things that people just do not always get to experience. And I'm not saying the ones who are out there constantly on the front line, but for a lot of people, they've been given this option of having a life review. So the Sun illuminates, and the Chariot is about forward motion. In the Chariot card, we get into trouble when our conscious and unconscious mind are not in alignment. So we're in like the Five of Wands, we're in the Four of Pentacles, we're resisting necessary evolutionary change. The Chariot is about almost deciding, and the Sun is about illumination. It's about putting a light on in places that were once, it's like maybe some Pisces were going through the motions for a very long time. I think a lot of us have lived our lives going through the motions. And then we suddenly, this light begins to dawn. And I'm not saying, Pisces, you're going to get up this month and change your life completely. But you've got an incredible reading, your core skills coming out, but also this energy about illumination and movement. The Three of Wands is underneath the Star card. So, I mean, it is a card that some of you are waiting on something, and maybe what you're waiting on is this Ace of Pentacles. So if some of you are really going through financial challenges, it is going to get better, because the aces are always gifts in your hand. And the challenges maybe you are having to juggle to this end of the month. But the Three of Wands is also sometimes about turning your back on everything. So when we turn our back on everything, and some of you who are in isolation will definitely be turning your back on everything, we get a chance to look out to the ocean, to look out to the sea, and just reflect on what exactly do we want this new phase to be. Because there's going to be a time when we come out this. Now, I'm not saying there's not going to be another section of the novel to work through, because there clearly is, and I think most of us know that. But this period really is a chance to have this review of what you want your life to be. And maybe there might be a little bit of a delay on the starter engine with the Fool card. And the Two of Pentacles really might be about juggling finances, or juggling options, juggling decisions. Because the twos are trying to get balance, or trying to get this equilibrium back. I'll see if I can clarify the Ace of Pentacles, but it's a beautiful outcome. Oh boy, with the Ace of Cups. And look, you start... Look how you start the reading and look how you end the reading, Pisces. It's like, and it's almost like this period, if you can, it's going to be different for everyone. Some of you have got caring jobs to do. Some of you are in isolation. But what seems to be happening, and what the potential is in this reading, is to begin to open your heart. Because what went wrong for humanity is we shut our hearts down. And the new era that we're going to be moving into is not going to be like that, Pisces. There's constantly a guiding light that's leading us. And you know what? If it helps, there's many times I hold back my energy. And quite often the reason I hold back my energy tends to be issues around security and stability. So not wanting to rock the boat. You know, Pisces, rock the boat. It's this amazing opportunity to bring your skills, especially of envisioning a better world, and this beautiful solar energy. And if some of you are waiting on some sort of financial support, this is it. It looks like the Ace of Cups is almost, you know, I've got two cards. Now, I don't really believe in good and bad karma, okay? Good things lead to bad things lead to good things. But I have adorable, there's actually a thing called adorable karma. My two cards that mean that are the Ace of Cups and the Sun card. It's my two cards, always have been, and you've got both of them showing up. So for any of you who's having a very challenging time, someone that you love is ill, you're going to be okay, Pisces. They're going to be okay. I think for some of you, you've been holding back the truth of your heart. And I don't think the world that we're going to be moving on into when this virus starts to end will support that, Pisces. Which means you need to, it's almost like you need to let this flow of love guide you. Ooh, very beautiful reading, Pisces. Look, you clarified the Three of Wands with the Ten of Wands. As it seems to be something coming to an end. And what seems to be coming to an end is a period of struggle, oppression. Because that Ten of Wands tends to represent quite a challenging karmic cycle. But look, he's about to put these wands down. It can be about too many responsibilities. It can be a bit guilt. This feeling that I'm not allowed to follow my dreams, or not allowed to open my heart to be true to who I really, really am. In Pisces, there's someone watching who needs this reading. Boy, do we need your energy in this world. And we don't need your energy carrying those 10 wands. We need this energy to envision, to bring around this new world for all of us. Beautiful, outstanding reading, Pisces. And again, may you be safe from harm. May all beings be safe from harm. And that's the energy of the Star card. This is the energy that wants to come through. And you know what? It all comes back to you. One way or another, the love we give out finds its way back to us. And that's what adorable karma is. Love you. Lots of love, Pisces. Bye.